Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So many of you guys said that you guys wanted to see one of my very first scrapbooks. So this is the album that I was talking about that I made for my grandmother for her and my grandfather's 50th wedding anniversary. This is just her address. She no longer is living, so that is not her address. Yeah. So this is it. So let's take a look down memory lane. A lot of these photos, I'll kind of explain the ones that I know. Some of them I had, I just knew what their names were, but I didn't have any knowledge of who they were because I was not alive. But it does say in here, to Nene from Heather, remember always smile. And this is my dad with one of my grandmothers. Her and my grandfather used to sing and do like little stuff and dress up. And like dress up as like old-timey people. I don't even know if that's the right word. But my dad had one of my grandmother's like little hats on and he was being silly. And so I thought that was funny. So anyways, I created this album, I want to say in 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade. I think it was 8th grade. I'm pretty positive it was. So like I said, these pages, I would never use one of these albums now. I'm being honest. This is just not my style anymore, but things have definitely changed. Very simple, right? Pictures of Nene and Pap, like, I don't know, it was super simple. But it did document the pictures. My grandparents were super religious and they sang in church together. They both played the piano. They're super musically inclined. I did not get that from anybody because I'm not musically inclined at all. But I loved listening to them sing together. It was amazing. And it's one of my many amazing, great memories of them. So here we are. Like I said, a lot of things are just the pictures. There's really not a whole bunch of stuff going on. Just some pictures of my grandparents through the years. And then this was my grandmother on her first wedding anniversary. Her dress was super pretty. And then this was 1953 on their wedding. So this was my grandmother, my grandfather, and my grandma's sister. One of her sisters. She has 3. Oh goodness. And then, sorry, it's been a while since I've looked at this. And then this is my grandmother at one of their, once they retired and they moved to North Carolina, they had a trailer and a campground, and it was pretty much just a whole bunch of retired older people, and they played bingo, and they had like little, I don't even know what they're called, where they go sing and they perform, and it was fun times. They had different, like, they had parks there on the campground and like game rooms and all kinds of stuff. We loved going and spending the summers with them. But that's just a picture of her. And then it looks like somebody stole a picture. I hate this. I hate that this happened. I think when my grandparents passed away and they had the like service, they took pictures. I'm assuming they took pictures from this and put on there. Unfortunately, that they didn't. They ripped it up, and that kind of pisses me off. I'm a little mad about that. So anyways, this is my grandparents and their children. They had 3 girls and 3 boys, and look at that. I love it. And then these are just some of the pictures of their kids, their children. And then I said love in the family. This is my mom and dad in the early 90s. Look at that hair. Oh my God. This is my Aunt Kim and Uncle Mark. He retired out of the Air Force. And they look so cute. And then my aunt and her husband at the time. And then again, this was my Uncle Mark and Aunt Kim have been together so long. And these are just different pictures of them, I believe, in high school, like high school dances. Sorry. So that one's a little more like pretty. A lot of these are just pictures glued down. Here we go. Grandchildren. That's me. Oh my gosh, look how crooked this is. Oh, you got to start somewhere though. And like I said, I was in 8th grade, so it's all good. This is me and one of my cousins. This is me too with one of my other cousins. And then this is my aunt and my uncle and their children, or one of my aunts and uncles. Here I am again with some of my cousins. And then this is my mom, my grandmother, myself, my cousin, and her daughter. And my grandparents and one of their grandbabies. This is one of my older cousins. Same here, cousins. Another cousin and her husband at the time. Her and her child. So this was, I believe, the first great-grandchild. I think. Possibly. Maybe not. I can't remember. I'm pretty positive that he was the first great-grandchild. Pretty positive. Let's see what this is. Some activities? I don't know. Anyways. This is me and my brother. Pictures of my brother and I. My brother. Me. I did do some messing up down here, so that looks pretty. All pictures of me. We're just gonna go through these pretty quick because there's a lot here. One of my cousins. So if she had school pictures or anything of them, I put them in here. Super cute. We have a big family, so that's why I'm kind of flipping through pretty fast, because it's really just pictures layered with some saying who they are. There really isn't, like I said, a whole lot of embellishing going on, to be honest. It's just, you know, that's just the way it was. Trying to fit as many photos as you can, right? So that is what I did. And look, I even had flowers that matched the wedding. Look at that. Looky there. This was my mom and my dad's wedding. Here's me. A thank you card that was sent to my grandparents from one of the grandchildren. My Uncle Mark had brain surgery, and so these are pictures from that. My grandmother collected little dolls, and my grandfather made wood furniture for them. So these are just pictures of those. And then my grandparents and their best friends for many, many, many years. Super sweet. This is, she told me who this was. Or I think I might have said it on the back of the photo. Kate and Nene. So my grandmother was right here, and she was 13 years old. 13 years old, you guys. So super cute picture. And it says, a friend is one before whom I may think out loud. And these are pictures of my grandmother and some of her friends. And here is senior line dancers, win the silver. So sweet, right? Look how cute. Oh my gosh. This was 1996 in North Carolina when Hurricane Bertha hit. There's me. It was during the summer, and I was actually but I was staying with my grandparents for the summer. And so I was there for that hurricane. It was not a fun time. So it's just some pictures of the flooding. And then Hurricane Floyd that came through in 99, I think. They had moved from the campground and bought a house. And their house didn't get flooded, but they got flooded in and they couldn't leave. Here's my grandmother on their boat and their yard. There was water in the yard. And here's the water in the yard as well. And then there's the road to get out of their neighborhood, and it was completely water. It's all flooded. Nene used to, my Nene used to have luncheons with the ladies from her church, and she would host them at her house. And then this is one that I was actually there for. There I am. I was super close with my grandparents, y'all. As you can tell, I'm in a lot of these photos because I was one of the grandchildren that actually lived right close to them. We lived we lived in the same neighborhood. So, I was super close. This is some pictures of my grandmother's friends, and then here's a picture of my grandmother and one of her friends when they were younger, and here are my grandma's sisters, and then this is my grandmother as a little girl. And then this is the last page, and honestly, I didn't know who any of these people were, so I was not able to put their names, but there is still, what was that? A graduation. 2001. Woo! Who's this? Okay. So there's still plenty of room. If I wanted to add some photos, I definitely could. But there you guys go. See, everybody starts somewhere. And as long as you're getting those, I'm going to flip this over. As long as you're getting those stories documented, you know, that's all that really matters. It's fun, right, to make things look pretty, and it's fun to use a whole lot of products because trust me, I love it now. But even if you don't have the money to buy a ton of products, you can still document your family's memories in a way that's going to be special to them. So definitely, please just make sure that even if you don't have the money, still document the memories, because now I can look back at this and look at this and it's special to me. Even though it's not my style anymore, even though it's not what I would do now, and I don't think that it looks great, but it's still special to me because it's something that I created when I was in 8th grade for my grandparents. And I know that it meant a whole lot to them. They loved it. Oh, I'm going to get emotional. And we looked at it together quite often. She always had all of her little photo albums and stuff spread all across the house. And every time, you know, grandchildren or children or whatever would come to visit, we would all just sit down and look at the photos. It was fun. It was something that we did as a family together. And I think that that's one reason why it's so important for me to document the photos. And so, yeah. Thank you guys for requesting this video. I'm glad that I looked back through this, even though I'm getting kind of emotional. It's really, really special to me. Memory keeping is truly my passion, you guys. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. And it honestly comes from my heart. And I put all of my heart and soul into it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Whew, I'm getting emotional. I did really quick want to do a shout out to my patrons that have helped me reach my very first goal. And I just want to say thank you to them. Candy White, Deborah Curtis, Lisa Kingston, Lona Hill, Michelle Adesina. I'm not sure if I'm saying your name right, Michelle. I'm sorry. Miranda Weber, Peggy Henshaw, and Rachel Reynolds. Thank you guys so much for being my first patrons. You guys are amazing, and I love y'all. And if you guys want to be part of that community, the link will be below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to spread love and be kind. I hope that y'all have an amazing day. Bye.